Life is full of challenges, adversity, and pain. It's an undeniable part of the human experience. From personal loss to financial hardships, health struggles to the constant ebb and flow of emotional turmoil, suffering touches each one of us. But in a world that often seeks to avoid pain at all costs, there lies a profound question. Can we find strength in our suffering? Is it possible to not just endure hardship, but to emerge from it stronger, wiser, and more grounded? Enter Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy that offers powerful insights into how we can navigate life's struggles with dignity, resilience, and wisdom. Far from being a passive resignation to hardship, Stoicism teaches us how to take control of our responses to suffering, offering tools that enable us to transcend our pain and live more fulfilled lives. By applying Stoic principles, we can learn how to manage our emotions, build inner strength, and find peace even in the most trying circumstances. In this video, we'll explore the Stoic response to suffering and how it can serve as a transformative guide to living through life's inevitable hardships. We'll examine the philosophy's core teachings and how they can help us find a sense of control in situations where it often feels like we have none. Before we dive deeper into Stoic thought, I want to take a moment to welcome you to the Unfolding Journey YouTube channel. Here, we explore the lessons that can help us all navigate life with greater wisdom and resilience. This channel is dedicated to uncovering the timeless teachings of various philosophies, drawing insights from great thinkers, and applying those lessons to our modern lives. Together, we'll uncover practical wisdom that can enrich our minds and souls. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on the valuable insights that will help you live a more fulfilled and meaningful life. Now, let's dive into our exploration of Stoicism. At the heart of Stoicism lies a simple yet profound idea. We cannot control the events that occur in our lives, but we can control how we respond to them. This is particularly important when it comes to suffering. The Stoics believe that suffering, while painful, is not something that should define us. Instead, it is an opportunity to exercise our rational mind, align our actions with virtue, and refine our character. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This statement encapsulates the essence of the Stoic response to suffering. Life will inevitably bring pain, disappointment, and loss. But what determines our experience of those events is how we choose to approach them. One of the key tenets of Stoicism is the distinction between what is within our control and what is not. Our thoughts, actions, and reactions are within our control. External events, such as illness, financial troubles, or interpersonal conflict, are not. By focusing on what we can control, we regain a sense of agency over our lives, even when circumstances seem beyond our influence. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius put it this way: "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In other words, suffering may not be something we can prevent, but how we choose to respond can empower us to rise above it. For the Stoics, the key to transforming suffering into strength lies in the cultivation of virtue. Virtue, as defined by the Stoic philosophers, is living in accordance with reason and aligning one's actions with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues form the moral foundation of the Stoic life and act as a compass to navigate the storms of suffering. When we face hardship, our natural instinct might be to react with frustration, anger, or despair. These emotional reactions can make the suffering feel more intense, creating a cycle of negativity that further perpetuates the pain. However, Stoicism teaches that we can overcome these instinctual reactions by practicing virtue. Wisdom encourages us to seek understanding and clarity in the face of hardship, recognizing that suffering is often an inevitable part of life. It teaches us to ask ourselves, what can I learn from this experience? How can I grow from it? Courage allows us to face our fears, endure discomfort, and take the necessary steps even when the path ahead is uncertain. It helps us persist, not despite the pain, but because of the opportunity for growth that lies within it. Justice reminds us to consider how we treat others during difficult times. Suffering is not an excuse for selfishness or cruelty, and it calls us to respond with compassion and fairness. Temperance helps us keep our emotions in check, ensuring that we don't act impulsively or in ways that will harm ourselves or others. It's the ability to find balance, even in the midst of turmoil. By practicing these virtues, the Stoics believed that we could rise above the pain and suffering in our lives, transforming them into opportunities for growth and self-improvement. In this way, suffering becomes a catalyst for personal evolution, rather than an obstacle to our well-being. Another powerful tool in the Stoic response to suffering is the practice of acceptance. In Stoicism, acceptance does not mean passively resigning oneself to suffering. Rather, it is the recognition that certain aspects of life, such as pain, loss, and death, are beyond our control. By accepting these realities, we free ourselves from the mental anguish that often comes with resistance. Epictetus put it succinctly: "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do, and you will go on well." This mindset shift is not about giving up or surrendering to fate. It is about understanding that there is a natural order to life, and by accepting that order, we can align ourselves with it. When we resist suffering, we add another layer of pain to the experience. We become frustrated, bitter, or resentful, and in doing so, we compound our suffering. However, when we practice acceptance, we allow ourselves to experience the pain without being overwhelmed by it. We acknowledge it, we feel it, but we do not let it define us. Acceptance also allows us to appreciate the transient nature of suffering. Nothing in life lasts forever, and the Stoics remind us that even the most painful moments will eventually pass. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. It stands ready to meet whatever comes at it." Central to Stoic thought is the dichotomy of control, which divides the world into two categories: things within our control and things outside our control. In the context of suffering, this dichotomy is particularly relevant. We often suffer not because of the event itself, but because of our desire to control things that are beyond our power. For instance, we cannot control the fact that we will lose loved ones, or that illness may strike. However, we can control how we respond to these events. The Stoics argue that by focusing our energy on what we can control, our thoughts, our attitudes, and our actions, we can minimize the distress caused by things beyond our control. This mindset shift can be liberating. It allows us to let go of the need to control everything and instead focus on how we can act with virtue and wisdom in any given moment. By practicing the dichotomy of control, we move away from the frustration of trying to change the unchangeable and instead channel our energy into responses that align with our values. Suffering is an inevitable part of life, and no one is exempt from its grasp. However, Stoicism offers us a path forward, a way to transform our suffering into a source of strength, wisdom, and growth. By understanding the distinction between what we can control and what we cannot, by practicing the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, and by embracing acceptance and the dichotomy of control, we can navigate hardship with grace and resilience. The Stoic response to suffering is not about avoiding pain, but about facing it head-on with the knowledge that we have the power to choose how we respond. In this way, suffering becomes an opportunity for self-mastery, personal growth, and a deeper connection to the present moment. Life will always present challenges, but the Stoic perspective reminds us that we are capable of facing them with strength, dignity, and peace. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into Stoicism and its powerful response to suffering. If you found this discussion helpful and insightful, I invite you to subscribe to the Unfolding Journey YouTube channel. Here, we continue to explore timeless wisdom and practical lessons for living a more intentional, meaningful life. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. Let's continue this journey of self-discovery and growth together. Until next time, take care and keep unfolding the layers of your true self.